Okay, so let's get started. Hello everyone, my name is Ashish Prajapat and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are unraveling the mystery of cloud computing starting with AWS. This video is for anyone who is curious about cloud and having no tech experience needed for this. So we will be starting with AWS, and before AWS itself, we will be starting with cloud computing. So no tech experience needed, even if you don't have any experience in as such in cloud or any other related technology. That's fine. We will just start so that you can learn more about it and start with your if you want your career in this. So let's get started. So the big question, ever wondered how Netflix streams billions of videos, startups scale globally overnight and use access files from anywhere. So these incredible feats are often powered by something called the cloud. Today we demystify this powerful technology. So as you might have scrolled Netflix and wondered where all these videos are coming in. So that's where this cloud comes into picture. You might be saving your files online or like in Google Store, Google Drive and Dropbox, and or you might be streaming music on Spotify. So all those data, that is whether it's a file or it's a music, where does it comes from? So that's where this cloud comes into picture. We will see in a while. So this is the big question in your mind, right? So let's see, traditional versus the cloud. So traditional IT means the the actual servers, the so all those hardware things. So that's where this traditional comes into picture. So let's compare between traditional IT and versus the cloud. So traditional IT has buy servers, racks, and then cooling. All those were required for hardware. High upfront cost was there in traditional IT. Maintenance and updates, all those were required for traditional IT, and limited scalability was there when we talk about the traditional IT. So these were all the kind of cons when with the traditional IT, and it involves all of these things. So whereas this cloud computing is basically renting the resources, it is kind of virtual. We directly don't care about the hardware. It's just it we are having it online. So it is pay as you go. You don't have to pay for a whole servers whole rack. You just have to pay for what you use. Let's say you store a file online, you just pay for that file and the transfer of that file, whether it's uploading or downloading, just for an example. And manage it is managed by a provider. So cloud computing basically is managed by provider. We don't have to manage it. They do it for us, whether it's AWS or Azure or Google, GCP, etc. And there is infinite scalability with cloud computing. So when we talk about scalability, it is infinite. It is just how much scale. So as per your business, you might want to scale low or high. It's just based on the requirement. So it is kind of infinite. You just have to pay whatever you pay, you get. That is the model. So in the past, if a business model needed computing power, they had to build their own data center, like building their own power plant. Cloud computing changed everything. Instead of owning, you rent. So basically it's renting. You don't have to pay, don't have to buy everything. So that's the comparison between traditional IT and the cloud. So let's talk about the cloud analogy. We let's take an example of electricity grid. So cloud computing is like electricity. So so you don't build your own power plant. You don't own your power plant like in electricity grid. We don't own the power plant. We just pay for the whatever we use. So you plug in the grid and pay only for what you use. So cloud is just that. So you don't have to pay, you don't have to build your own data center. You just connect to the cloud provider and they manage it, and you just pay for the whatever you consume. So this analogy is key. You don't worry about the maintaining the power plant, just using the power. You don't, the cloud provider handles the physical infrastructure, security, and the maintenance. So what are the key benefits of cloud computing? Why cloud? Why should we use cloud basically? So there are multiple benefits of it. So first is cost savings. No upfront costs, cost of hardware is involved. You just have to pay for what you use. Second is agility and speed. So you whenever you want a new server, you just click and then a new server is available in minutes and not in months. So if you go for traditional IT, you'd have to go for the step-by-step procedure for buying racks, and you have to do a lot of processes. But in cloud, you just click and then a new service available in minutes, and that is the agility and the speed. And then the scalability. So grow and shrink resources on demand. In a cloud, you can scale very fast. You don't have to worry about anything hardware. You just have to click how much resources you want, and you can shrink and expand your resources. That is the scalability available in cloud. Then there is a reliability, so built-in redundancy and backup. So you can rely on cloud because there is a proper cloud providers managing that rack, and then physical data centers. You don't have to manage it. You can rely on them. So that is there, and they also have the backups. But in traditional IT, you can't rely. You have to manage on your own. So all those headaches is reduced in cloud. Then there is global reach, deploy apps worldwide. So since the cloud provider is managing the physical data centers and they are all across the globe, so your application can be deployed worldwide and very fast. So it can be accessible anywhere. So its data centers are around the globe. That's why you don't have to worry about the latency between the locations. Then there is the security aspect. The cloud is robust and always on production because it is being managed by the cloud provider. All these benefits are why virtually every modern company is moving to the cloud and focus on innovation and not infrastructure headaches. You don't have to worry about the infrastructure. The cloud provider manages it. You just have to focus on innovations and coding and all those, the application itself. Let's move on. So now introducing AWS, that is Amazon Web Services. So AWS isn't just a cloud provider, it's the cloud provider. Basically, it has the major stake in the area of cloud. So it is the biggest cloud provider in available as of now. After that, there are Azure and GCP. So from startups in a garage to the biggest corporation, everyone's using AWS. So it was launched by Amazon in 2006, world's most comprehensive and widely adopted cloud platform, and millions of customers are using it. It has 200 plus services. There are lots of services we will see in a while in the few slides. So there is a AWS global infrastructure. Let's talk about that. So AWS is truly global. This global network is what makes AWS so powerful and reliable. Your data is redundant and goes to your users, so no matter where they are. So that reduces the latency between the users and the applications they deployed. So let's say your application is deployed in America and the user is in India. So that difference in the geographical locations might increase the latency, but due to this, its global infrastructure, AWS global infrastructure, that latency is reduced because they have data centers in AWS, sorry, in India as well. So that transfer of data is very minimal. So there are regions in AWS, geographical locations, that is Mumbai, London, Ohio. So there are AWS regions are there in AWS according to the geographical locations. There are availability zones as well. So these are kind of subset, you can say, as of regions. These are isolated data centers within a region. So let's say there is a region in Mumbai. There is a AWS region Mumbai, and it will have multiple availability zones inside Mumbai for isolated data centers. So let's say one data center is down, then their application will be backed up in the other data centers. So like kind of a failover you will have. I mean, your application won't go down. So then there is a edge locations. Edge locations is a subset of availability zone. You can say these are for faster content delivery network. So these usage of edge locations is for reducing the latency further for faster content delivery. It kind of caches the content on it. So let's take a glimpse at AWS services. There are lots and lots of services, as I said, 200 plus services. So AWS is basically building blocks for anything. Think of each service as a specialized tool in a massive toolkit. You pick and choose what you need, like Lego blocks to build your applications. So there are multiple services, and all of those services are kind of categorized in different categories. So first category we can talk about is compute. Compute is for like virtual servers. Whenever we use, so let's say we use laptop or desktop, those are hardware, those are physical machines. But and if we talk about similar thing in virtual, then those are virtual servers. So AWS provide those servers, and there is a storage also, cloud storage, like storing your files and videos and all those text files, any files you stored in S3. That is a service. S3 is simple storage service is available in AWS. We will talk about them in further videos, but today we will be talking about just the overview. Then there is a category of databases. There are multiple kind of databases available in AWS, like managed database, like RDS and DynamoDB and all those. RDS is relational database service. Then there is networking category, whereas it is used for connecting resources, VPC, virtual private cloud. So like if there are multiple servers, they need to communicate to each other, then they will be doing via networking. Then there are machine learning services as well, like AI and analytics tools, and there are 100 and 200 of services. So we will talk about them in further videos. So who uses AWS? So AWS powers the world's best. Like there are major company organization using AWS. So these are just few examples that you see on the screen. From tiny startups to the biggest enterprises, AWS is the backbone. It's about innovation, scale, and reaching customers globally. So Netflix is using it for global streaming, like because Netflix is used by users from across the globe. So that in Netflix uses AWS, Airbnb uses AWS, Spotify, BMW, NASA, major organization uses AWS. So this is the usage. This is the area of AWS. This is the market of AWS where it is being used. So let's quickly take a look of AWS Management Console. So AWS Management Console is a gateway to your cloud. So it's kind of a website or portal, you can say. It might um, it is kind of portal to your gateway to the cloud. So basically you can go to this console and do whatever you want. Like you can create virtual servers, you can create that you can create storage as well, like storing your files and all those. You can manage, monitor, and configure your cloud resources like servers and storage, all those things, networking. So we will not go into that in this video. We will further do that in separate video because it will take longer than the, so that's why. So let's take a recap of what we learned today. Today we learned what is cloud computing. It's basically renting the traditional IT that we used to do. So we don't own the power plant. We just use the power and pay for it. AWS is the leading cloud provider. We saw that in today's video. And key benefits are cost, scale, speed, security, and it powers the world's leading companies like we talk about that Netflix, Spotify, Airbnb, and all those. So what's next? So how to create a free AWS account? So we will talk about this in further videos, and then first hands-on lab in the cloud. We will see how this cloud portal or the website or the console looks like in the next video. And this is just the beginning of the cloud journey. In my next video, we will actually get hands-on and show you how to create a free AWS account so you can start experimenting without any cost. We will use the AWS free tier for that. So if this video helps you understand cloud and AWS, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe you so that you don't miss our upcoming videos on cloud tutorials. Your feedback is valuable. Let me know in the comments what you want to learn more. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.